Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be talking about some tips and tricks of the tools you need to do plumbing. Plumbing is something that many people don't like to do, and they often call out other plumbers. They'll pay for it and hire it. But if you have the tools and just some basic knowledge, you can figure out most things by yourself and save yourself the money and time. So I'm going to be discussing some tips and tricks today. The first thing you're going to want to know when doing plumbing yourself is that inherently, because it's what it is, you're going to get wet. You might get wet, so you're going to want to have some clothes that you don't care about. I have some shorts and t-shirt here. I'm okay if they get destroyed. Okay if they get wet, nasty, so don't wear your fancy clothes. Also, the towel is probably one of your first tools you're going to want to grab. It might not seem as important, but wiping down other parts, making them less slippery, or yourself when water sprays on you, can be a big difference. On that same note, a bucket. This right here is like just 3 or 5 gallon bucket that can catch water, carry it, and also carry some tools is going to be a big help. So make sure you grab any bucket you have. This one I actually got from, it held chlorine filters for a pool. It doesn't matter what it's from, could be concrete, sealant. Just grab a bucket that holds a liquid and the towel and you'll be ready to start. Now that you've got the basic tools, your bucket and towel to get started, it's time to start talking about the actual tools that you're going to need to do the job. Many people, including myself, one of my favorite tools is needle nose pliers. However, they're not too effective in plumbing. I'm going to be using this hose here as a demonstration. As you can see, you can get a little bit of a grip, but it's not really going to do a good job holding these bigger knobs and pipes that you're going to need. So the best tool you can grab is a pair of tongue and groove pliers. This right here, it's adjustable and can get really big, and you can get some really nice leverage without having to really open your hands. So you can see I can open that, get a really nice grip, and keep it small so I can keep my hands right around that. Another one that I might like, some locking pliers. These right here are nice, that they're not going to be quite as big as the tongue and groove, but they can lock and they can give you another good grip. For smaller applications, slip joints, these are pretty nice. As you can see in the center, they've got that circular groove that's meant for pipes so that it can better hold on to circular things like this right here. It can really hold on to that quite well. But again, it's not quite as big as these, where are they? Not going to be quite as big as those tongue and grooves right there. So tongue and grooves would be my main go-to if I had to grab one plier type tool for holding pipes. An advanced tool for only some people who know what they're doing a bit more is a hacksaw right here. This saw is different than most regular saws because of the size of its teeth. They're extremely small. What that means is you can get a very fine cut, and it's going to do a much better job at cutting through metal or, most commonly, PVC piping. If you take like a regular wood saw with these big teeth, it's really going to rip it up and you're not going to be able to get through it. It'll take longer, but it's what's going to give you the best cut if you need to go through PVC pipes. So a hacksaw is a good tool for more advanced users. If you get a clog in a toilet, there's 2 main solutions. The first one, of course, is to grab a plunger, plunge it. There's different types. Just whatever you have is most likely to work. Make sure it gets a good seal and pump it a couple times. Try flushing, then give it a couple minutes to reset. Don't just spam flush it. Another good option for a toilet is chemical cleaners. They're not quite as ideal as a plunger because over time they can degrade the pipes with the chemicals, but there's different drain cleaners that you can buy. Also for a sink, drain cleaner is an option, but again, it can degrade the pipes. So my personal favorite is, it's called a drain cleaner. It attaches to my drill and it has a brush that it spins around and it goes deep and it spins and gets up stuff manually. You can get them pretty cheap on Amazon and they attach to drills or have a hand crank. So again, it's like a wire with a brush that spins around inside of the pipe. So that's something interesting to look at. 3 other miscellaneous tools that I really like is 1, duct tape. This is the actual official duct tape brand. It doesn't really matter what you get. Make sure it's got some good waterproofing, has some good stick, and this can solve a lot of your problems, both in the short term, like if there's a little leak, just wrap it around it, or balancing pipes, securing them to a wall. This can do so many things. Another thing for those tough to get pipes, is WD-40 or some type of lubricant to loosen them up. And another tool, if you're going to be handling a lot of water or there is a leak, consider getting a shop vac, a wet dry vac that can handle sucking up both dry and wet substances. I've used it before when we've had floods in our basement, so it's a great tool if you're going to be dealing with more water. I don't have any other tools for you. Hopefully you found these useful, and although it's not a super comprehensive list, these tools, especially those tongue and groove, bucket, towel, that's going to get you through a lot of problems, and Google and online will be your friend, and you can save a lot of money and time just spending doing a little research into your own problems. Hopefully you found this useful, and you can give it a comment or like to let us know what we should do next time.